Good evening.
Welcome to our monthly council meeting. Two pieces of housekeeping before we start, and that is make sure your mobile phones are either on silent or switched off. And we have no planned fire drill this evening, so we know that maybe Caroline and you would need attend. Yeah, okay. We'll manage that one for you. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, we'll open the meeting with our mayor, who will say the prayer.
Right. Dear God, we humbly seek your blessing on this meeting as we are gathered to discuss the issues before us. Grant us the grace to listen with open hearts, to speak with kindness and respect, and to work together towards common goals that honour you. Lord, fill our minds and hearts with your wisdom and understanding. Thank you, God, for your guidance and provision, and may this meeting be productive and fruitful, advancing our efforts in ways that glorify your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Can we have any apologies for absence, please?
Yes, we've got Councillor Cousins, Councillor Edwards, Councillor Braithwaite, and Councillor Morton from Breckland has also said he won't be able to attend today, but he has submitted a report.
Thank you. Nextly, declarations of interest. If anyone has got anything to declare about any item that's on the agenda, would you please declare that now before we proceed? In that case, we'll move straight on to the minutes of the last council meeting. Have you all read them? Are you happy that they're signed off?
Yeah, can I just, there's just one thing, there was an action point, I think it was point 13325. It was about the TROs by Costa. So you were gonna, I think it was for consideration at the next full council.
Yeah, that's gone back. No, we've had to go back on that, and Leanne's got more information for the market meeting first, but we're still waiting, so there's no report on that.
Yes.
140.25 about the pound, the extra cost on the pound. It says in the minutes that there's an 8,000 total extra cost and an additional £1,000. My understanding of the meeting was that £1,000 was included in the total of 8.
No, it was 8 plus 1,000 contingency.
I
Yeah.
understand.
That's what he put out in an email before as well. So I have had that in writing from him.
Well, there was something. I mean, that was my understanding because I asked a question about it, asking who would monitor that.
He said he would, didn't he?
Yeah, and that meant that there could be less than 8,000.
Right. I would.
That's my understanding, and I noted it in.
Okay, I'll double check on that one then. We'll make a note of it.
Too.
I know Councillor Edwards commented about the iron gates. So the reason we didn't go out for more quotes is it's financial regulations 5.8. Contracts greater than 3,000, excluding VAT, the clerk shall seek at least 3 fixed price quotes. But because it was under 3, it's 5.9. The clerk shall try to obtain estimates where it might include evidence of online prices. Well, we had an actual quote for under 3, which is only for that. We didn't get anything else.
Thank you, Helen. Anybody else? Anything to raise into the minutes of the last meeting? Okay, then. Reports from Swaffham County Council. Have we anything? I know he's the invisible man, but I'd like to take an issue up with him, if I may. Yeah, of course. I don't know if you'll receive this through your post. Great. Norfolk. Your Norfolk tells you all about the good things they do. The leader of the council, Kay Mason Billig, has said, what a wonderful thing that the Long Stratton bypass is now open. Well, and then I look at page 9. Long Stratton bypass. Now, underneath is a little article by Councillor Alison Thomas,
who is the county councillor for Long Stratton. And she has said, I campaigned for many years on this, and I'm glad to see it's going through. And also it says the project is a collaboration effort between Norfolk County Council, South Norfolk Council and Norfolk Homes, with input from Department of Transport, Greater Norwich Growth Board and Development contributions. Now, their county councillor has worked on this. What has our county councillor done? I would like to know. Has he supported having a relief road around Swaffham, which if it's what people want, I'm pretty sure. But that has made me quite furious that they spout on about how wonderful this is and ignore us. Thank you.
I said yes. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay, we'll move on to our Breckland representatives. We've got David and we've got Judy here this evening. Haven't either of you got anything to report?
Two things to add, if I may. The local plan, which you all know about. Really important document up to 2042. There are some more consultations, and I know John is going to say something about consultations, so I'll just add this bit in first. So there is, they've split the area into north and south. So the next open consultation event is on Tuesday, the 2nd of December from 5:30 until 9:30. And that is at Elizabeth House at Breckland in Dereham. So that will give everybody to chance to go along and have discussions. There'll be boards around. This isn't the final. This is about going and learning about the plan, your locality, and the new developments and the sites that have been proposed. So it's 2 hours long, each consultation, but you don't have to attend all of 2 hours. You can drop in as and when. But that's the date, 2nd of December. So do go along and have your say. The next piece, just to add on, it's going through a final procurement for an external company to carry out contract to look at public realm design for Swaffham. So that would include spaces and places that are open and freely accessible to everybody. This is part of the Swaffham Historic Marketplace project and the master plan that we done several years ago. So that has now gone to the final for procurement, and then another company will be coming back to tell us what the design guide's going to be.
Judy, can you give us some sort of timescale on when that's likely to start?
Right. The procurement, I think they've got until, bear with me, the date is the 1st of December where there can be a call in for this. But I will go back and find out when, as far as I'm concerned, once the company who is LDA Designs have got the go ahead in the next, couple of weeks, then that's it. It'll go ahead, but I will clarify that for you.
I was only just wondering because of obviously the local government organisation and,
Yes, whether that gets, I think that's why these are all been, pushed forward. So we get something
Good.
shortly, but I will clarify a date for you.
Thank you.
Jill?
Can I just ask a point on that, Judy? Does that mean that it's all kind of decided for us, and we don't have any say in it, or is it a?
I don't know the rebate, Jill. Again, I'll go back and clarify something. But I think, like all other things, the master plan that was done, we were involved in that consultation. Whether there is a consultation, that I don't know. But the company's got to come back with a proposal for public realm design. That is what the procurement is. But there's not a lot of detail on this. So I will go back and try and find out a bit more information.
Yeah, I think it's very important that we have a say in it. The people of Swaffham, and there should be a public. Well, exhibition or something
Yeah.
like that
Right. Yeah.
before anything goes ahead.
Yeah, it's been funded by the Historic Market Town Programme, which myself, Jacob, David and Paul are on the board of that. And we have a meeting in a few weeks' time. So that's something we can raise for that.
Yeah, and that'll be brilliant,
Yeah.
as long as the people have a chance to say.
Anyone, Paul, please?
Yeah, I'd just like to go back to the local plan if I can, Judy. As John has so well put it about the bypass, I did have a go at Sam Chapman Allen at the meeting when we went to the other Friday about this and about the local plan. And I asked him outright, and I asked Simon Woods, the manager of the planning department, about getting the bypass put into the local plan, even if it's just a one-liner. At least it would be something to get it into the local plan. But Simon doesn't think it would happen, and I think it would be a good first step on the ladder for the, getting the relief road or bypass or whatever you want to call it. This town's been trying as long as what North Horsham was trying to get theirs already. So it goes back
Yes.
to the 70s, 80s when they first tried to get it. So it's not a new thing. When this town has been trying, John, it's not that they've been quiet about it. There's been all sorts of different groups over the years set up to try and G along and that, but it's never ever come to anything. But really, I don't know how we can put more pressure on. We're not a high priority. That's all I'm saying, really. And once when we get the new government arrangements, north, south, or whatever it is, east, west, or whatever, or 2 or 3 tier, or whatever that's going to be, I think it's even going to be harder to get anything like that done. So I don't know what sort of pressure we can put on the powers that be to get something done. I don't know, but I think it is important that we do keep it in the minds of people.
I thank you, Paul. I think we have other speakers. Seth, you want
Either whoever wants to answer. Since the last meeting, I've had 5 people. I'm going to say sixth form centre. Obviously, we're now coming to another end of another year.
Yeah.
And it's still exactly the same. Any updates on that at all, so I can pass that on?
What I can tell you, and funny, I've talked about this afternoon, and we're coming to that sort of, that Christmas period where things sort of, they sort of slip down.
It's like another year gone and still nothing.
Right. All I can tell you is that if you look on the planning portal, all the discharge conditions which they promised me they would put in have gone in. The transport access, the design has gone in as well. There have been people working in there. I don't know whether any have been passed, but there has been people working in there. So I'm just sitting on it at the moment just to see how the land lies up until Christmas, and then I'm on the case after that.
I think everybody
They-
wants a
they have-
drastic change to the front, like straight away, so they know something's going on. But if something's going on inside, it's
Yeah, I mean, there will be a process of which bit they do first. And I went back and asked that because on the original plans, because they could do the 17 houses first and then leave the front bit.
yeah.
But on the original plans, it was designed that they done the front listed buildings
Okay.
first before they done the houses, which is what we want to happen.
Yeah.
I am totally assured, and I have lots of emails with the developer, that is very much a live project. And he
Excellent.
said that on more than one occasion, that is a live project. I know the funding is in place. So I know it's slow and everybody's totally fed up, and I got totally pinned to the wall by somebody yesterday about, well, this is ridiculous and all the rest of it. And it is, it really is. But I guess there's only so much. It's like dragging a horse to water
course it
type of
is.
scenario, isn't it? But be assured, it's absolutely on the top of my list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that and the White Hart, they're sort of my, my go-to places.
Thank you, Steph. That's been
Lovely,
very
thanks,
useful.
Judy.
We have Lindsay would like to just ask a question.
Well, we've dealt with the Lidl's application with Swaffham planning committee, and it's now with Breckland. I think there's been a deferral, has there? Because we haven't heard anything yet. So
Sorry, you're talking about Lidl? Yes, no, somebody on planning. No, it hasn't. And the planning committee meeting for November has been cancelled.
November.
remember.
Yeah,
who
it's
it was.
scheduled for 24th of November.
But there are a lot of consultees and things that they are waiting for a little. There is a lot.
Yeah, I know it's a complicated
Yeah,
document.
it is a complicated one, and it's not just a design. It's all the consultees that got to have the input into that, because it's it's a big application. It's a major application. So I can't tell you any more. I know, I think it was Simon Wood actually that said that they were still waiting for bits and pieces to come in. It is a waiting game, I'm afraid. I would guess it's got to be the new year, but I would guess the new year. I don't think it's got to be December, but I'm not planning off that.
Or David, I have one. We had a meeting here about 3 months ago with the guy from Breckland who was very much into the sports and leisure activities and the enhancement of sports and leisure we need for Swaffham. Bearing in mind that there is money set aside in the Breckland pot to help towards that. And the gentleman, I can't remember his name, said he would come back to Rob Walker was coming back to us in November.
I have
To tell her
texted.
you have, yeah,
I've been told to wait. Something's imminent.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually, I think when we went to the roadshow last week,
Yeah.
on Monday, he did make reference.
He did make reference to it.
So he's on public record.
Well, that's comforting. Thank you. David.
Only just to add, at the last overview and scrutiny meeting we had at Breckland, which I sit on that particular committee, it was a presentation by one of the cabinet members responsible, and part of his remit is leisure. And so I had another go at him about the delay that in terms of moving forward with our leisure. And once again, the minutes will show that I was very concerned about, with LGR appearing on the scene it will come very quickly now, that £700,000 sitting there was safe and protected and ring fenced. And I got confirmation that that was the case. So moving forward, yes, it's going to take some time. We haven't actually had, as Breckland councillors, a meeting with Rob Walker on this subject for several months. But rest assured, from a financial standpoint, that 700,000 is safe and protected, even after LGR.
Thank you, Dave. That's very reassuring. Right, we're now going to close the meeting.
Graham, can
Oh,
I
sorry.
just add one more to about the transfer? We obviously as a town council we turned down the transfer of the car parks, but we did on our list highlight some other areas of land and properties.
I've spoke to Ralph Burton again. They're just waiting to get together, and then they will get back.
So
to
we
us
will have an update on that in the near
sometime.
future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, before we go on to the public part of the meeting, is there a police report?
No.
There isn't. Okay. Well, to close the meeting now, so that the members of the public have the chance to speak to either our Breckland representatives or us, the town council. Yes.
Yeah, I've got one. After yet again another act of vandalism on the rec public toilets.
Yeah.
So I found from another dog walker who'd actually probably seen the act happening of the vandalism, which I then passed to the office staff. I passed that to you, Helen, I think, and then you'd reported on the the town council social media that the video footage did reveal something from the CCTV, and you'd passed it on to the police.
That's all we can do.
Could you give me any update on?
I haven't heard anything back as of yet, so no. I think they're unidentifiable.
Yeah, because it is a distance away, isn't it? That camera. Yeah. Okay, so there's been no fruit borne from.
No, it probably will be open in the next few days. Hopefully, the sink's being fixed next week. So.
Right. Okay.
Thanks for raising that.
But the vandals haven't been brought to book.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, let's go back into session then. Thank you very much. And the next thing are the reports from the mayor.
Right, so on Sunday, the 12th of October, that was a busy day. I attended the Justice Service at Norwich Cathedral with Councillor Paul Darby. And later on in the same day, we had to go over to Hunstanton to the Mayor's Civic Service there. Tuesday, the 14th of October, I'll say a little bit about the police because I did go to the SNAP meeting, and that was at Swaffham Town Hall this time. And SNAP refers to the Safer Neighbourhood Action Panel, for those that don't know, and it's an opportunity for residents to discuss local crime and safety concerns that they may have with the police team, to hear updates and help set local policing priorities. So the priorities that we've got at the moment are tackling retail crime, so that's shoplifting or whatever, and antisocial behaviour. So in terms of retail crime, it's working with retailers to share information and intelligence, as well as encourage the reporting of incidents. And the shop watch scheme will be continued in market towns, so they're going to progress that. Antisocial behaviour, they're working in partnership with local agencies, including local councils, housing associations and education establishments. So that's the SNAP meeting. On Monday, the 20th of October, Swaffham Rotary Club generously invited me to one of their bi-monthly meetings at the George Hotel. And we heard a fascinating presentation by the manager of Waitrose, Swaffham, Bryony Little. And that was quite interesting. I think what's the thing they sell most of? Milk.
Milk.
Yes. Yeah. It's Friday the 24th of October. I was invited to officially open the annual Rotary Art Exhibition at the Assembly Rooms. This was the 29th exhibition, showcasing local artists and raising money for two main charities this year, the Air Ambulance and the Black Knights, who I'd never heard of, but they're a wheelchair rugby league team based in Kings Lynn. And they were represented there, weren't they? Right. Saturday, the 25th of October, I ran a market stall to raise money for this year's Christmas festival. I think we've got another one in a couple of weeks' time. Wednesday, the 29th of October, I attended the Swaffham Town Council Halloween Spectacular at the Assembly Rooms, which was, I think you're going to say a little bit about that later, but that was a fantastic event, well attended. It was packed, wasn't it? And I helped to serve refreshments and judge the best dressed competition. And in the evening, I was honoured to have been invited by the Royal British Legion and Juliet Webster, who's a local author, to introduce the launch of Juliet's new book called The Dark Black Days of War, and that was at the Assembly Rooms. And I was accompanied by my Mayor's Cadet, Harry Clare. Saturday, the 1st of November, I was invited to start a weekly Swaffham Park run at the Primary Academy playing field, and launched the new defibrillator, which was funded by Swaffham Town Council, and without which the park run could not take place. And I did note that in the EDP, it sounded as, or it read as if I'd actually personally donated £500, which I'm going to refute. I did not personally give £500 to the Swaffham Park run. It was granted by Swaffham Town Council at the last council meeting. Monday, the 3rd of November, I attended the Brecon District Council Roadshow at Narborough Community Centre. In attendance was Paul Darby, Caroline Ellerbeck, Nicola and Helen. Thursday, the 6th of November, I attended the Festival of Remembrance at St Peter and St Paul's Church, and that was a fantastic evening of music, poems and hymns. And many thanks to Anne Thorpe, Jonathan Hull and to the Royal British Legion and the Parish Church for hosting this event. Sunday, the 9th of October, I witnessed a brilliant turnout of local organisations and residents to the Remembrance Parade and attended the church service afterwards. And I think that was the best attended one that I can remember. It was absolutely crammed, wasn't it? So that was lovely to see. And then yesterday, we observed a 2-minute silence at the War Memorial on the 11th hour of the 11th day as an act of remembrance. And that's...
Thank you very much. Right. Now from the town clerk.
I think you've all had a copy. I've put a couple of extra. The Halloween event, as Lindsay said, I'm pleased to report that the Halloween event was very successful with attendance at full capacity and positive feedback. The 30-minute session was really well received, and that provided a valuable opportunity for quiet and more accessible experience. Nicola and I and several councillors attended the Brecon Engagement Evening in Narborough. Breckland has asked the council to identify any assets or parcel of land. Following the discussion at the finance meeting in October, I have requested the land at Turbine Way adjacent to the 2 acres field. And these sites have been acknowledged by Breckland and will update the council as soon as they can. The barn roof has now been fixed. I went over with Ryan last week, and the Fountain of Life team were very satisfied with the contractor, so that was great. PAT testing, Charlie yesterday successfully passed his PAT testing course. Thanks to his achievement, the council can now conduct PAT testing services in-house. Even better, Nicola has identified funding that will allow us to extend this service to the public, including appliance repair and maintenance. So we will probably be able to issue that in the new year. Street banners. Nicola's now received permission from Norfolk County Council and Breckland to use the street light banners once the licenses are in place. We're currently obtaining quotes for the banners. We would like to have some installed in time for Christmas. At the moment, they're about £160 per banner, and we have 14. I think we're only going to use 6 for the town council, and the rest we're going to advertise for businesses if they want one.
Brilliant. Lovely.
But that might have to go to assets, is the cost. And then some bad news, the little truck. That we had the big truck went in for MOT on Monday, but the other one stopped working on Friday. That's come back. Now we've got to have a new head gasket and a new cam belt, and they're getting us a quote to see how much that's going to cost, because it might be worth on the truck itself. But yeah, on Monday and Tuesday the boys did have to walk everywhere, which obviously they can't use everything we've got. So I think we might need to think about something to do with that, but I'm waiting for a full cost before we can go further with that, see how much it's going to cost.
Will you bring that to finance first, and then back to the December meeting? Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it, thank you.
John.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you all read the little report I made about the museum. I don't intend to read it all out. But if there are any questions you want to ask me, I'm quite happy to answer or try to answer them if you like.
Just really one question. I mean, I haven't read the report, unfortunately, sorry. How many people actually visit the museum? Have you got the data on that one?
Actually.
And you do keep an eye on.
Oh yes,
who's coming and going. Good.
It's all done
Yes.
quite professionally. Yeah.
Yes.
The numbers coming in it's keeping up as well.
Yes.
And the museum is taking in a lot more income.
Great.
So it's going very well. And that's the point I wanted to make, is it doesn't really cost the town a lot of money. You provide bits and pieces like heating and that in there, but it's great that there's a free workforce doing all that work, looking after these artifacts and documents that belong to the town. If you didn't have them, what would you do? You might have to hire someone, and that would cost you a lot of money. So yes. Well,
yeah, just asked John. I put in my diary that the museum had an open day on the 23rd.
Yeah.
Is that still on? Or?
No, it's not, unfortunately. It clashed with something else in the town, and I think the trustees thought that the sort of potential audience for the something else would be the same as the audience who'd come to view the town hall. Actually, it was only for the Friends of Swaffham Area Museum, which is a group you can join. I think it costs £20 a year.
£10 for a life member,
I think it's and then you get free admission. So it's worth thinking about. And you're helping the but also you can join the 100 Club, and that you can get a prize. A monthly prize is offered, and I think that costs £20 a year. So one way or another, I think the town is getting remarkable value out of the museum and at the shop.
Lindsay,
Can I just praise the gift shop, because that's really come on.
It
It's
has.
a lot better than it was. So, and it's nice to see that the things are Swaffham related as well that they're selling. So that'll carry the name of Swaffham farther afield. And you said something about tour for councillors.
Yeah, well, Sue's not here.
She's not.
Yeah, it's something that I've asked the trustees committee about it. And I think they generally like to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a question of getting round to it because they're quite busy. Even though it's going to be off season, they're still busy in the off season. So yeah, it would be great if you were to go round, not just the galleries, but to see all the rest of the artifacts that are stored there.
I see.
It's an amazing collection, and more and more it's related to the town and the district, not to other things that are not relevant to us. So it is the history of the town.
If I could just add, John, that was a very comprehensive report and how the museum started in a very small way and how it's developed over the years.
Yes.
We thank you for that. Thank you very much. Right, the next item is any late or urgent business that is coming into your, nothing there, okay. Consider correspondence received.
I think Danielle sent you all the correspondence. The main thing we've had the last few days is people complain about the leaves on the footpath. There's one in particular, but you know, the lads can go out and sweep a footpath, but obviously they can't do every footpath in Swaffham, and we don't have a vehicle. So we are doing our best. We're doing anything we see is dangerous, but at the moment the leaves are gone, they'll come down again. So
Absolutely.
Can I thank you really a lot?
yeah, I mean, they did go.
They're so good and responsive.
Sorry, I should have brought this before, but about the vehicle. Would it be a good idea that when you get the quote, you immediately pass it round?
Yeah.
So we can get it done quickly?
Yeah, to see, but it was
It obviously seems to be.
yeah, we've got an assets meeting it can go to, but and then we might have to call an extraordinary if we needed to. Yeah, sure.
Could you not hire a vehicle?
We did think about that. We should have done that when the big one went in for the work, but we were told a few days and it actually ended up being 3.5 weeks. So, yeah. So,
Would it not be a good idea then?
Well, I can just add to that. I remember that first vehicle being bought, and I think Paul, you would have done as well.
it's funny.
That many years old.
Yeah, TTSR, who's our grass cutting contract, actually has a truck for sale at the moment. They've got too many, and he's got one for sale, which I think I'll take to the assets meeting because I only found out about it this afternoon. It's 3 years old and it's got 30,000 miles on it, and it's already highway compliant. But obviously I couldn't put that on the agenda tonight, and we're still waiting for a quote to see how bad the other one is first anyway. So that will go to assets.
Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. Right, the next item is to consider the purchase of digital advertising displays.
No, neighbourhood plan.
Oh, sorry, I did something. I do get one. Neighbourhood plan. That's probably
Me.
yes.
Right. We had the neighbourhood plan working group had the initial meeting with Rachel Leggett, Emma Harrison and Andrea Long here in the town hall a few weeks ago to do the initial assessment of our existing neighbourhood plan to see what could be improved in it, whether there was room to make it a better plan. In other words, the review that we said before that we would do, and I wasn't sure whether there would be anything that we could strengthen or change, and I think overwhelmingly the group felt that it was worth continuing with this and making really good improvements to the neighbourhood plan. The things we looked at were the actual policies, the existing policies, did an exercise to see whether there were any
that could be discarded, any that could be kept but altered, and more importantly, any ideas for new policies. And I think there was possibly one policy that we thought we could get rid of on telecommunications, because it seemed redundant with what's happening. But there were ideas for new policies, and we had our working group felt overwhelmingly that we should recommend to carry on with this work. And it's important that this whole council endorses that, because there will be a cost to the council. There's no longer any funding, but I think there may possibly be a 5,000 grant.
Tried with Breckland and I'm going round in circles,
Yes.
but I might speak to Judy and David about that. They
Yeah.
could possibly, but I think we had to have applied 2 years ago.
Yeah. So we're looking at the cost it's just under 16,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we've already spent one of that.
Yeah.
So there would be a balance of about 15 split over 2 years, because that's how long it would take. And I hope that we would feel that cost was bearable, because I think one of the most important things with the day, that when we did our neighbourhood plan, not only was it that a lot of the things, the aspirations of the town and what the residents wanted and thought was important, that then developed into our policies. Not only were those ideals watered down because we had to go back to Breckland and work with them, and I think that's not a criticism of Breckland, but at the time neighbourhood plans were new, and I think it's apparent now, 4 or 5, 6 years on, that they can be a lot stronger. That wasn't realised at the time. So, but as each plan is done for other towns, they've got better and better. And I think our plan is undoubtedly behind the curve now, and I think it can be a very valuable tool in the future. The other point is, if the reorganisation of local government goes ahead, which it obviously will in some form, whatever form it is, whether it's unitary or 3 councils, I think all town councils will anticipate getting more involvement, more, dare I say, power, and having an up-to-date neighbourhood plan, I think, will be really important for us. And the other thing is, of course, the SIL payments. That's likely to come in with any new form of government, and we then will be in a position to control some of that money that will come through the SIL. So I would hope that we would all support this.
Yeah, I'd support Les on that and a lot of that. I think it's a very odd time to do it with all the local plan, the Breckland district plan and everything that's going ahead at the moment. I think it's an apt time to do it. And with the reorganisation of the town council, it's going to get more remote with a lot of these things that are going on. So we need to be on the pulse of this, and our plan does need updated. And we're looking at about 900 new houses within the local plan to come into Swaffham, and we've already had God knows how many houses in the town. The town is virtually doubled in size over the last 5-10 years. well, not that many years anyway. Since I first come to the town, it's really expanded a hell of a lot. So, you know, it is an opt time to do it. And I think it's important that we do keep our finger on the pulse of this and do it. We can even mention the dreaded Relief Road.
Thank you, Paul. Jill.
Can I say that last time we did the neighbourhood plan, we were categorically told we could not mention bypass or Relief Road. We were forbidden to do that because that would have taken over the whole of the neighbourhood plan. So I do hope this time you'll be able to put this forward as a number one rather than a, you know,
Well,
end of line.
we did ask that specific question at the workshop, and I think it'd be fair to summarise that we can give it a lot more strength, but you still can't put the line of a relief road in the neighbourhood plan as things stand.
Really?
Yeah, but
No.
well, it's to do with plan. You can't put something in that doesn't have a. It has to be all planned out and agreed.
Well, it's visual lighting.
Yeah. But I think that, and this is what Rachel said, didn't she, that we can make it, because at the moment it's in the neighbourhood plan as a community aspiration.
Aspiration.
Yeah. So we think there's a lot more that we can do if we work with developers and landowners to make things happen. Things that we didn't know about when we did the first neighbourhood plan. And when you look at other neighbourhood plans that have been done recently, like Watton and Hingham, they have actually been talking to developers and putting specific things into their plan. So I think there's a good scope there. Of course, we've got to get working groups together, but we did it before, and I think there's probably more people who'd be interested in getting involved to the benefit of the town now.
So what are you asking for right now? To commit to this new?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't. If that needs a proposal, then the proposal is to continue with the next stages. We've had a plan from Rachel,
Which
with
is in your paper.
it's in the papers, and we have to agree to go ahead with that now to keep to the timescale. Really.
Right, okay, well, then, did you want to propose?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so we need a seconder. All is seconded. Right, those in favour of carrying this forward? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, then we will move on to our digital display.
This was just an idea of Nicola's, because we've had people say they don't know what's going on in the town. So she's trying to get out there as much as she can, and she came up with this idea. I think she sent you some proposals and some details. It's just something, it was an idea. It could be capital money as well.
Would that have an element of generating funds back to the
I
council?
think the idea is that you could advertise on there as well. So like with our street banners, we're going to try and get some people to advertise and pay for them. She would sell advertising space on there as well, yes.
Where would it be located, Helen?
John?
I'm opposed to this. Firstly, it's premature because we haven't decided what we're going to do as Sue's news yet. Secondly, I think it's not appropriate in the area, in the conservation area. We saw off two of these fairly recently, last year. BP wanted to put two of these things in the town, and we saw that off. It's just not appropriate, I don't think. I'd rather see proper notice boards
spread out across the town. And I've said this before, you need notice boards on the main thoroughfares to the town, like at Globe Hill, for instance. You could put one there because lots of people pass by there. And there's lots of other places. I mean, obviously, vandalism comes into it. They will get vandalised, I expect, but we can't be sort of constrained in what we do just because we're afraid of vandalism. So I'd rather see proper notice boards put up around the town where these events could be shown. This thing, well, you know, I just don't think it's appropriate in the town centre.
Well-
Thank you, John. Who would like to go next? And Jen, I think you would.
Oh, fine, thanks,
You
Greg.
sure?
Yeah.
Well, I
Wendy?
think this is keeping up with technology. Today, these are all over the country. I've seen them in London, lots of different areas. The information can be changed from an office. If it's near Sue's News, lots of people are waiting for buses, come in. And they would look at that more than a notice board. And that's the thing of the future and today.
Yeah.
Notice boards are old fashioned. You've got to have someone go, put paper.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way forward.
Yes, and of course, they're updated instantly, presumably
Yes.
we do it from here. Anybody coming in and say, we've got an event coming up next week, it's instantly put on the board.
Should we wait and see what's happening to Sue's News?
I think,
And then-
John, you
Yeah.
Put it
you
back.
mentioned that. I wouldn't like to write it off because I think, as Wendy says, that is the future.
Yeah, did fair. I don't want to write it off. Big fair. No, definitely.
Oh, Kath.
That's good.
That's great.
Right, the next item is to consider projects for the parish partnership funding.
So I gave you papers for the bus stops because I think it was brought up that you were somebody wanted some residents contact us for bus shelters on Norwich Road. The two there.
Yeah.
The council did get offered 2 bus stops about 6 years ago and you turned them down from the developers. So now we're sorry.
I believe it was turned down because there weren't any buses.
Yes, but now we've got 2 routes there. At the moment, as parish partnership funding, there is 80% funding for. I would need to get Westcotec out to give us quotes and drawings, but I don't want to do that until I know that there's a feeling of going forward with it.
But when I was going through the paperwork that you're saying about improved crossing facilities,
Yeah.
that was one of the and I mean I've just made a note here about Station Street because there was an incident.
Yeah, I spoke to Highways engineer about that this week, and they've got it. Their safety team are looking at it. Yeah,
But that's something that could be brought into this as well.
no,
They're
not
do it.
no, that won't be looked at yet. But do you want me to get quotes?
Yes.
Bus shelter?
Yeah.
I've got bus routes and that there. Then
Will they have the electronic updating in the
Down, well, if we paid for it, but I think that would be quite expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll get Westcotec out to come and give us 2 quotes for the bus shelters. We can go forward from there because I can still put it into parish partnerships. We're not agreeing to spend that money because then when you get the funding, you can say, yes, we want to go ahead with it. So we're not,
But there's another thing. I don't know whether it comes into this or not. I doubt it does. But somebody was actually inquiring about a cycle rack near Asda because a lot of people travel there by cycle. There's nowhere secure to leave your bike there. I'll tell you what the front of the back. So whether
could put it in.
Could you?
Yeah, put it in. Whose land is that though?
I'm not sure.
I'll have a look. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Right, we'll move on again. We're now going to review and adopt town council policies. First item being data protection.
Yeah, so I've gone through and rewrote it. It's few changes. You've got a session 10 coming in next year, which I'll bring to December's meeting because I've just done the training on it. And I will be sending a link out to councillors so you understand it before I ask you to look at it. But that's why there's a new policy there. Terms and conditions for the hire of the council chamber. They've just been updated with our new health and safety executive person. He's put us a few extra bits in there. And that's why we've also got the PAT testing policy, because obviously we're going to do that in-house.
Yeah. Just a matter of interest, we've got PAT on the agenda. It's packed, isn't it?
No, PAT.
It is PAT. Right, okay.
Personal appliance testing.
Right, okay. Right, we move on to finance.
So do you agree with that?
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
yeah.
Happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I just say about the PAT testing policy, there's a mistake in the intro section where you've put Brixham Town Hall. I think that's what it's on. I used to go with the Dancy.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that. That was one he lent us actually to look at. I think
guess that.
I'll have a look at that. Yeah.
Only the first.
We've got on. Yeah, okay. Finance, to receive the receipts for October. Have you all had the chance to look at those? Are you all happy that we agree them?
Agree.
Likewise, approve the payments of accounts for November. Has been seen, agree, yeah. John, you happy?
Yeah, can I just ask?
Yeah.
Have we found out our windfall capital gain?
I've just opened, we've just got the other building society open, and I'm actually moving some money over next week, but it's,
Right.
you know
That's-
how long
that's right,
these,
yeah.
you know how long these things take to open, and then they don't like a signature. But yes, there's a chap's payment going in next week to the new Hinkley and Rugby Building Society.
All right, and we need approval for the bank reconciliation. Updated this week. Favour?
Yeah.
Okay, I believe we have to close this meeting now because we're not going in.
Point of order.
Oh, sorry, I do beg pardon.
Order. I'd like to question why this is sub judice, to be honest. I know the next item.
Because it's talking about, it's a lease, and it's also personal details.
Right. So will that problem is it'll go into detail about other things about this premises that will be about. I think
This is
that
a-
ought to be in the public domain, that discussion of what we do with this other premises.
yeah, but we haven't got
Yeah.
to that point
No.
yet.
No.
No, but we don't, if we start discussing it at on the next item agenda, the public will not know what we've discussed.
Well, at the moment, we're talking about someone's
Yeah.
private lease,
Yeah,
and
Fair
the
enough.
cost of that, which is why I put it underneath.
okay.
Um,
But stick it to, as long as we stick to just that,
just
and
about
don't go
marketing
into
it. No,
any other,
no, it's just about marketing the building, but because there's a cost, we were talking about somebody's lease, which is why I put it on. I did question it myself,
yeah.
but I think because you,
I can understand, that the people involved in the other side might want some confidentiality.
yes, yeah.
John.
It could be redacted, but
Okay, thanks, John. I think Lindsay just wants to.
I meant to say this in my mayor's report, but I forgot. But I'd like to thank the town clerk, her team in the office, and the work staff for the work they put in to make the town look particularly amazing for the numbers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.